We all feel it. Summers are hotter, more intense, and seemingly endless. The heat waves are becoming more frequent and severe, making it difficult to escape the sweltering temperatures. Storms are stronger, more destructive, and more unpredictable. Glaciers, which have stood for millennia, are melting at an alarming rate, contributing to rising sea levels. Scientists have proven through extensive research and data analysis that human activities, particularly the burning of fossil fuels, are the primary cause of this rapid warming. The evidence is clear and compelling. Yet, despite the overwhelming evidence, we still encounter people who dismiss climate change as a hoax or a natural cycle. They argue that the climate has always changed, and that human influence is negligible. This begs the question, why does climate change denial persist in the face of overwhelming scientific evidence? Why do some people refuse to accept what the data clearly shows? The answer, unfortunately, often boils down to money. Financial interests play a significant role in shaping public opinion and policy. Powerful corporations, particularly in the fossil fuel industry, have a vested interest in maintaining the status quo, even if it means sacrificing the planet. Their profits depend on continued fossil fuel extraction and consumption. These companies make billions, even trillions, from extracting, refining, and selling fossil fuels. Their financial power allows them to influence politics, media, and public perception. Acknowledging the reality of climate change would threaten their business model. It would require a significant shift in energy production and consumption, moving away from fossil fuels towards renewable energy sources. This shift would necessitate a global transition towards renewable energy sources, reducing demand for their products and potentially leading to financial losses. This economic threat has motivated these companies to engage in a deliberate and well-funded campaign to sow doubt and confusion about climate science. They use their resources to spread misinformation and create uncertainty. They aim to create uncertainty in the public mind, delaying action and protecting their profits. This strategy has been effective in slowing down the necessary changes to combat climate change, putting our planet's future at risk. The fossil fuel industry is a behemoth generating trillions of dollars in revenue annually. This colossal sector has a far-reaching influence on the global economy, shaping policies and impacting lives worldwide. These companies have spent decades building infrastructure, lobbying governments, and establishing themselves as pillars of the global economy. Their influence extends into the political arena, where they have successfully swayed legislation in their favor. Their business model relies on the continuous extraction and combustion of fossil fuels, a process scientifically proven to release greenhouse gases that warm the planet. This relentless pursuit of profit has significant environmental consequences. This presents a fundamental conflict of interest. On one hand, they are driven by profit motives. On the other, the need to address climate change is becoming increasingly urgent. Addressing climate change requires a transition away from fossil fuels. This shift towards renewable energy sources like solar, wind, and electric vehicles is essential for a sustainable future. This transition poses an existential threat to these companies, potentially rendering their assets worthless and disrupting their profit streams. The financial implications are vast, affecting not just the companies, but also the economies that depend on them. It's not difficult to see why they would resist this change, even if it means prioritizing short-term gains over the long-term health of the planet. The stakes are high, and the battle between economic interest and environmental sustainability continues to intensify. Fossil fuel companies have employed sophisticated and well-coordinated tactics to spread climate denial and misinformation. These tactics are not just random acts, but part of a calculated strategy to protect their interests. They fund and support think tanks, lobby groups, and even some scientists who are willing to cast doubt on climate science. These entities are often well-funded and have significant influence over public discourse. These groups produce reports, articles, and media appearances that downplay the urgency of climate change or even deny its existence altogether. They use sophisticated language and cherry-picked data to make their arguments seem credible. This misinformation campaign aims to confuse the public and policymakers, creating the illusion of a scientific debate where none exists. By doing so, they create a divided public opinion, making it harder to achieve consensus on climate action. By muddying the waters, they can delay action, protect their profits, and continue business as usual. This delay is crucial for them, as it allows them to continue extracting and selling fossil fuels without facing immediate regulatory pressures. Their strategy relies on exploiting the complexities of climate science, making it seem uncertain and debatable to the average person. They know that most people do not have the expertise to fully understand the nuances of climate data. This manufactured doubt has real-world consequences, influencing public opinion, government policies, and ultimately, our collective ability to combat climate change effectively. The longer they can keep the public confused, the longer they can delay meaningful action, putting our planet at greater risk.